everybody, and welcome to our St. Patrick's Day party. Cheers to you all.
Cheers!
That's
Happy
how we
St.
get it
Patrick's
started.
Day.
My name is John. I'm your host.
And I'm Katrina, the co-host.
Well, no, we're both a host.
I'm the host, Katrina.
We are hosting.
We're the hosts.
The virtual St. Patrick's Day party. So you know how this works. We basically are going to have a whole lot of toast. Let's get our first toast.
Toast.
Let's just do it. Well, you're drinking a Jameson's.
I'm drinking
like
Jameson's.
That. Wow,
Very Irish, and you have your Guinness.
I'm having my Guinness. So our first toast, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's lift a glass to each and every one of you. There you are.
Cheers. Happy St. Patrick's Day, PJ.
Yeah.
Oh, happy St.
Oh, there you
Yes.
go.
Hang on, I need a drink now myself.
There you go.
Yes, you're a little behind the eight ball
Some-
there.
Yeah, a little new technology we're doing this week, and already 30 seconds
Push the
in,
button,
don't
man.
even push the right button.
There you go,
Hey,
buddy.
you got your Guinness. That's
hey,
good.
Enjoy the Guinness. We're
do.
going to have
Thank you,
a
guys.
lot of celebration today with St. Patrick's Day. We have some great St. Patrick's Day trivia, Katrina.
Absolutely. We have some food and drink
you,
involved.
You have made the Reuben dip.
The Reuben dip. We'll tell you more about it, why it's dip. No, it is fun. It's really
We
good.
found out, by the way, we stopped by one of our local establishments, drinking and restaurant establishments,
Yes.
culinary establishments, Cricketers in Dunedin, Florida, to find out how you pour the absolute perfect
So that'll
Guinness.
be
So we
coming
have
up.
that.
Yeah.
We have a new segment that we're going to be debuting in this show called Catching Up with John Blair. And
it's fun.
we get a chance to catch up with some of our wonderful friends, guest entertainers that we've
From the
worked
ship.
with. And we have a great interview with Kelly from Kelly's Schooner Bar.
Oh, that's great. We have lots of people signing on right now. Hi,
This is
Nancy.
awesome. Welcome. Hi, Nancy.
Nancy Mackus.
So you know what we're going to do. This
Dan
is
Gallagher.
trivia and a whole lot more. Our dear friend Dan Gallagher
Tom.
and Tom Mackus.
Oh,
And
and
we...
Scott Kaiser's on too.
Hi,
Hey.
Scott. You're very nice. All right,
Yeah,
so
great to see you. Hey, Jane.
here's the first thing we're going. First
Mary.
trivia question. You ready?
Oh, first trivia question.
Are we ready with the first? I don't know.
I am
Are there
ready.
other things?
By the way, since around the 9th or 10th century, people in Ireland have been observing the feast day for St. Patrick. There you go.
There you go. That's a fun fact
That's a
right
fun
off
fact.
the back.
Fun fact. I got lots
All
of
right,
fun
so
facts.
here's our first question. Get ready. How this works is we ask the question and then we'll just do a bunch of fun facts. And then
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you can kind of get the answer, go ahead and just send
Put it
us a
in.
message. And then as soon as we recognize the right answers, we'll go ahead and recognize you.
Great,
All
go
right?
ahead.
So here's your first one. Where and when was the first Ireland's St. Patrick's Day parade in Ireland?
Right. When and where?
When and where? The first St. Patrick's Day parade in Ireland. And by the way, Katrina, we are going to have a top 5 list of best places to enjoy St. Patrick's Day with their great parades.
Celebrations and
So this is a
parades and everything.
full celebration here.
That's great. Absolutely. Full celebration.
And we're going to be making Irish coffee.
Oh, I
I
can't,
can't wait for
one.
that.
Oh,
there
and we
you go.
got some leprechauns happening too.
And we're talking about leprechaun, the whole thing.
So let's see if anybody is coming. Oh, Deanne. Hi, Deanne.
Hi, Dan.
Tom.
Hi, Tom from
Yay,
Chicago.
That's great.
They're already
Kathleen says hi.
They've already dyed the River Green.
They
in
have.
Chicago. How about that?
They did. They weren't going to this year.
They
No.
were thinking about not doing it, and then
I
they
know.
said, "Let's do it. Let's do it early."
They surprised everybody.
We're going to talk more about that a little bit
Yeah.
later in the show when we talk about Chicago.
It's not a surprise anymore. Okay.
It's not a surprise. We'll let you know right off. Might as well
Ooh.
drink something.
Drink.
We've
There
already
you go.
made our first mistake.
Cheers.
Letting you know one of the sections that are coming. Go ahead. Let's have a.
Had to do that though. You had to talk about the river. Hey, Jane. Gave
Here's
us
our
an
first
answer.
toast, and this is an official Irish toast. If you're lucky enough, if you are lucky enough to be Irish, you are lucky enough. Here's to you.
Cheers. So this was the first St. Patrick's Day parade in
Ireland.
Not around the world, in Ireland.
Anybody getting it right?
Yeah, no, hold on.
I don't-
No.
I'm not
oh,
sure.
yeah, Mary said Waterford.
Mary,
Ding, 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 ding,
congratulations.
ding, ding, ding,
Waterford,
ding, ding,
Ireland
ding.
in 1903.
Yes.
And that was the first year that there was a St. Patrick's Day parade in Ireland.
Now, what's interesting...
Now, the entire week, go ahead, Katrina.
Yes, go ahead. I was going
I was
to
going
say.
to say the entire week
Yeah.
of St. Patrick's
It's
Day
celebrated.
week is celebrated. And what is that called? There's an official,
Term.
theme for that,
Yeah.
official term.
It's
Go
something
ahead.
different.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah, it's different. So the whole week of St. Patrick's Day is called something. What is it? But while you think about that, this was founded by the Vikings in 850 AD. Waterford was. It's the oldest city in Ireland. Yes.
So the name of
Let's see.
the entire week,
Ooh.
they call it Irish Language Week. Irish Language Week.
Because for a long time, it was forbidden to speak Irish in Ireland. Yeah.
Very nice.
So then it came back, and there you go.
So
Irish Language Week.
Just don't speak Irish.
Gaelic and Irish and the Irish.
I didn't know that was. Don't speak Gaelic. Okay, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
All right, so go ahead, hit me with one.
I'm gonna hit you. What was the first color associated with St. Patrick's Day?
Green.
Ooh.
Absolutely know that one. Green.
No, it was not.
No. Okay.
It was not. And there's a whole history behind it. But what was the first color to be associated with it? Now, it was not green, according to historians. The light shade called St. Patrick's something is still seen on the ancient Irish flags.
Okay.
Okay, I'm letting people do this. The color green only became associated with the big day when it was linked with the Irish independence movement in the late 18th century. Let's see if anybody got yellow, red. No, it was blue.
I was going to say
was
cyan.
blue.
Probably like a blue or a cyan.
You
or something
got
like that.
it. Yeah.
Cyan.
So that's a blue.
Very nice
That's
there,
a printing
PJ.
blue.
Throwing a. That's a very, very, very
I never
specific.
knew how to say that. It's
I'm going to
C-I-A-N,
lift my glass
right?
to you
Yes.
for cyan.
Ooh, but it's
That's
blue,
good.
everybody. A light blue.
Hey, look, I have
Yeah.
a microphone in front of me, so I must be right.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, what color is actually the official color since cyan? So he's throwing cyan at us.
No, it
What
was
is
a
the
light
official
blue.
color, PJ? Since your smarty pants over there was cyan, what's the official color of St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, the
And it
name
is
of
not green.
Not just
It's
green. It's a something.
very specific.
Type. It's a type of green.
Kelly
Anybody?
green?
Kelly green.
Kelly green?
No. It is not Kelly green.
We thought so too.
I did.
Yeah, I know. So did I.
We did extensive research in this. We actually do.
Waiting for me to
We
answer.
should be better at this. We do research.
Yeah, we do research.
I think that is a total
Now-
statement about our level of research.
Tom says orange, but that's coming up later.
No, that is coming up.
Yeah, that's coming
a
up
little
later.
bit
Yeah, you're in the
So
know.
some people think emerald green. No, it is not emerald green.
Something shamrock green. Something,
No.
yes or no?
It is actually the official color is
spring green.
Spring
It's called
green.
spring green.
spring. That's right.
Thus, it's
They
spring.
call it spring green. It is. Yes, there you
Very
go.
green and okay. St. Paddy's Day is a public holiday in the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, 2 Canadian provinces, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Okay.
And what other Emerald Isle country? That was a hint. Emerald Isle
Okay.
country.
So there's another.
There's
country.
one more. There's one country other than those that I just mentioned.
That the official.
It's a public holiday.
A public holiday.
Right, because in the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Canadian provinces, Newfoundland and Labrador.
So I'm going to just guess
and-
Scotland. I'm going to say Scotland because they're now they're buddies and pals and the UK.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
France.
That would be no.
Is it France?
Evil.
No.
PJ's laughing.
Is it Portugal? Portugal?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
Fire the laser! No.
I have no idea.
Let's see. I'm just waiting for anybody else to see if they know it. It is Montserrat.
Oh, in the Caribbean.
Yes, in the
All right,
Caribbean.
I know.
You just gave away the next answer. Thank
Oh.
you. Drink to that. Cheers.
Okay.
That's
What
where
was
it
the
is.
next question?
Where was Montserrat?
Okay.
It's in the Caribbean.
All right,
It's
well,
around Antigua.
there you go.
It's around Antigua and St. Kitts and Guadeloupe, right in the middle there.
Do you know, I will tell you, Katrina, I'm not a huge Guinness drinker, but since we started putting this together, I
Look at
started
you.
enjoying Guinness, and this is
Yeah.
a very, very, very nice beer.
Since we now know how to pour it, yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool, yeah.
That segment is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Now we're going to talk about St. Patrick himself.
St. Patrick with very, very, I mean, this incredible history, and I had really didn't know much about St. Patrick until we started doing our extensive research.
Extensive research, yes.
the
And
show.
St. Patrick is the patron saint of what? Don't say it. Of what?
I should have done a little more research. I don't. Okay, it's
Saint Patrick is the patron saint of What? Now, while you're thinking about it, his
Okay.
father and grandfather were both members of the clergy. Did you
that's
know
nice.
that?
I did know that.
You did
Yes,
know that.
I did.
What else do you know about St. Patrick?
I know the answer to this one. Patron saint of. I do know the answer.
Okay, now hold on. Let some people
This is
just
one
say.
of the easy ones.
And he wrote what's called the Declaration, which gave a lot of his history, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, his name was actually Maywin. Maywin was his first name.
Okay,
When he
Maywin.
was- yes, that was his given name. Maywin, I think it's Sukkot, S-U-C-C-A-T.
Oh, is that true? Are you right with that?
No, yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, Maywin
All right.
Sukkot. So it could have been Maywin's Saint Maywin's Day, but actually he changed his name.
He changed his name.
to Patrick when he became a priest and everything. Let's see. Oh, we got some of this. Let's see.
Anybody getting it right? The patron saint of
Ireland.
Ireland. Has to be Ireland. Really, that was a pretty
Yes.
easy one.
Ireland.
Now, St. Patrick was not raised. He's not born in Ireland. Actually, born in Britain,
Right. Which was now.
and he was abducted by Irish raiders, pirates, and taken to be sold into indentured slavery in Ireland. And he worked as a shepherd.
He was a shepherd at one time.
And he prayed and prayed and prayed. Dear Lord, how do I get out of here? And
He went through much suffering. He went through much
a
suffering.
lot of
Yes,
suffering.
Absolutely.
And but actually, really did fall in love with the Irish people.
Yes, he did.
With the people of Ireland.
You got it.
And the Lord answered his prayers by saying what? That is your next question. What did the Lord say?
Yeah, to him after his prayers, right?
After his prayers were answered.
Yeah. And by the way, he was kidnapped. He was 16 years old.
16 years old. Tell us more.
And taken was saved 6 years. He was a shepherd, and he found God during those 6
Well,
years.
no, okay.
While he was a shepherd, he came.
Yes,
to the Lord.
just prayed every day.
Right. He
Every
prayed
day.
and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed.
6
Right.
years worth of
Yeah.
prayer, and then
Yeah.
the Lord said to Saint to Maywin. Maywin.
What? I want to see if anybody's
Anybody getting
this.
the answer?
Let's
The
see it.
answer is your ship is ready.
That's amazing.
So
and he's
he-
thinking, what ship?
Yeah,
Where?
just on
What?
on faith, he ran from the fields, and there was a ship at the sea coast.
Yeah.
And he got on the ship and he sailed back to England, became a priest, and said he wanted to return to Ireland because he just
Yes.
loved the country, loved the people.
Yes,
Yes.
PJ.
But he almost didn't get on that ship, right, John?
Really?
Yes.
Tell
he-
us.
Well, he had to plead constantly with
Oh,
the with
right.
the
He
like
said,
I think it was-
please, pretty please.
Yeah,
Would
but
you
it
let
was-
me on?
It was like over the course of like days, just begging the captain, "You gotta let me on this boat." Imagine if you had a guest, like, "You guys gotta let me on this. I gotta see the show. You gotta let me on."
You gotta let me on the ship.
You don't know someone from anyone else, but the
Yes.
captain took a chance.
There's some
That
people
is
that are like saying, you got to
amazing.
let me view the virtual St. Patrick's Day party. You must. We don't just let anybody watch this
That's
show.
right. That's
but
right.
eventually, the captain did
yes.
say, yes, get on the boat. Let's go.
That's it.
And he
That
called
is
a few bingo
interesting. It's
games
amazing.
on his way. No, this is a great story. And again, we did
Yeah.
extensive research. We watched a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's really good.
That was our research. All right.
Okay, so St. Patrick's founded 300 churches in Ireland.
Yes, that's a huge accomplishment.
How many people did he baptize, approximately?
Upon returning to Ireland.
Ireland.
How many people did he baptize? Approximately.
That's right. So how many? Is it 10,000?
No, I
Is
don't
it
think so.
50,000?
I don't think it could be.
Is it 120,000? Is it 1 million?
No, not 1
so,
million. Not 1 million.
Billion.
Not
so
1
I
billion.
mean,
I'm going to say 120,000.
you got it.
It's right there.
Because somebody said 20. No, not just
It's
20.
right there.
It's 120,000.
There you go.
120,000
Okay.
people he
so
baptized.
according to
approximately.
legend, St.
Amazing.
Patrick's drove what out of Ireland?
And that's
according to legend.
Right.
According to legend, St. Patrick drove this.
This is going to be easy if you just look at the screen too.
That's true. Oh, yeah. But
Yes, look at
you
the
gave a hint. You gave
Exactly.
a hint. Oh.
If you look at the screen, there is a very clear hint there.
Hi, Hannah. How are you? Welcome.
Let's say hi to people while we're doing this. We
so
had
Tom says lots of people. So,
snakes, the snakes. And by the way, this is a legend.
yes. And Who's it? Chachi, you got it first.
Nice, Chachi.
Hey,
this
good
is
to
a
see
legend
you.
because
What's that, PJ?
Oh, and also just want to say this is the first time that the show is broadcasting over on YouTube at John and
Excellent.
Katrina events. So hello to Brenda and Deanne that are hanging out in the chat room with me. You can hang out with me in the YouTube.
Excellent.
Thank you, by the way. First of all, PJ, thank you so much, and thanks to everybody that subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's brand new, and we're
Yeah.
Like and
basically
subscribe,
just
folks.
breaking into this whole thing, and we are really grateful to all of you that have already subscribed to our channel. And PJ already reminded me remind everybody to subscribe to YouTube and ring the bell.
Ding, ding,
I'm
ding.
not even 100% sure what ring the bell
Ring that
means.
bell. It's notifications so that every Sunday when
That
John
we
and
do
Katrina
this?
go live, and also when we start uploading a lot of these segments onto YouTube and so forth, you'll get a notification from John and Katrina saying, "Hey, new video, new stream is all set up." So
That's so
That
cool.
is nice to know we're doing that.
That's
So all
that's
you
really
need
cool.
to do, we're doing that all for you. All you need to do is subscribe, and according to PJ, ring the bell.
You can ring
Okay,
my bell.
so what was the question? It was
Snakes.
It was snakes.
It was
It was
snakes.
snakes.
But there were never snakes there in the first place.
They were not there.
They
This
weren't
was a
there.
rumor.
It's
They
too
were rumored
cold.
snakes.
It's too cold in Ireland.
So he could have drove the chipmunks. Not.
But it was snakes.
It could have been a lizard,
It wa-
but it wasn't. It was not snakes. It could have been something else, but no.
But probably representing evil.
Yes, I
That's
think
what
that
you-
was the
right,
idea there.
Exactly. That's what.
All
they
right, so
believe. Yes.
legend says that St. Patrick explained what by using a shamrock. What did he explain by using a shamrock?
See, that's a good one. We're going to let you answer. Type it in.
So
and
St.
answer this.
Patrick
Yes.
explained this by using a shamrock.
Now the Irish has observed this day for how many years? 1,000 years.
Wow,
Over
okay.
1,000
Over
years,
1,000
which is
years.
amazing.
That is very nice.
Observed
That's a long
it.
observation.
Observe it. Yeah. Wow.
You're really observing. You're like, let me take another. Yes.
Things that make you go,
All right.
So that's very.
So it's the Holy Trinity, Katrina.
The Holy Trinity.
The Father, the Son,
and the
Holy Spirit.
Because shamrocks are only 3-leafed clovers, not 4, not 5. 3-leafed clovers are shamrocks.
But there is such a thing as a 4-leaf clover, Katrina.
There is such a thing as a 4-leaf
There
clover.
is. They're very rare.
Very rare.
What
And they're very
chances
lucky.
do you have
Lucky.
of finding a 4-leaf clover? What chances do you have of finding a 4-leaf clover? That's the next question.
How many?
Let's lift our glasses for another toast
Just because.
to 4-leaf clovers. No,
Yay.
the search for a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, what's the odds of finding a 4-leaf clover on your first try?
I am absolutely
Yeah.
enjoying
I found one
this
as a kid.
Guinness. I think I am a Guinness fan now. I can actually now walk into my local pub and say, "Give me a Guinness," and I will know that I like that beer, and I'll also know what a perfect pour looks like.
That's amazing.
The whole system, there's steps that you have to have for a perfect pour. And we're going to have a little
we're gonna
segment
talk about that
from
in a sec.
Cricketers.
Yes.
British pub. We stopped by to find out how to have the perfect pour.
So I was seeing if anybody has written in yet, but
The chances of finding a 4-leaf clover,
many? What is
1
it?
in 10,000.
1 in 10,000. 1 in 10. And by the way, the chance in there's 5-leaf clovers, by the way.
You got to be kidding me.
I did not know that.
I have no.
But
that
now
is
I
new.
know that.
That is news.
And it skyrockets to 1 to a million. 1 in a million.
1 in a million.
To get a
So you're-
5-leaf
So maybe that's
clover.
where it comes from. You're 1 in a million if you have a
1 in a million.
5-leaf
Oh,
clover.
by the way, there's a tradition with the
Tell me
Irish
about it.
Prime Minister.
Ooh, gotta know.
Yes, the Irish Prime Minister yearly presents a present to the U.S. President or an official from the U.S. President's administration.
That may be visiting the country already. So
Yeah.
what does he present? Is that the question?
What does he present?
What does he present?
On St. Patrick's
All right,
Day.
PJ, what do you think he presents?
Yeah, what do you think?
There's the button. There we go. 6-pack of Guinness.
Oh, see, that's a
That
good
would be a
thing.
good one.
That
That would be a good
I,
one.
I get the vibe that it's like similar to like the Super Bowl bets between mayors of like, oh, here's a cheesesteak and a Boston crawler. You know what I mean? Like,
Actually,
here's
a
chicken
little bit
sandwich
kind of like
versus, like
that.
a Chicago hot dog or something. You know, like yeah. So
It is Waterford Crystal
A Waterford Crystal
filled
Bowl.
with shamrocks.
Yes.
Yes, and that is a Waterford
Waterford
Crystal
Crystal.
Bowl.
I don't
and
have
it's
a lot of
filled
shamrocks.
with green jelly
jelly beans.
That is luck for us. All right, so
We're
there you go.
enjoying
So where are we here, Katrina?
Okay.
The 4-leaf clover, by the way, 4-leaf clover represents what? If the 3-leaf clover represents the Holy Trinity, what does the 4-leaf clover represent?
It's very lucky, the 4-leaf
It's
clover.
lucky. It's very lucky. You catch a 4-leaf clover, it's very lucky.
It's very lucky. Got it. So that's what we want to know. Now, oh, by the way,
Talk about, by the way, lucky. Here is your name. What is magically delicious? What is magically delicious? While you're thinking about that, I'm going to let you
hi,
know
Lucy.
the 4-leaf clover represents hope, faith, love, and happiness.
yes.
It's hope, faith, love, and happiness. That's what the 4-leaf clover represents. But what is magically delicious? What is magically delicious? And the answer is Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious. And we just happen to have our Lucky Charms right here. Now you love
going to have
Lucky
some.
Charms, and they're magically delicious.
I'm
And
going
we're
to
going
have
to
some.
demonstrate this right now. Apparently, if you add milk to a bowl of Lucky
The
Charms,
special Lucky Charms around this time of year.
the milk will turn green. So we're doing a product test
Product
right
placement
before
test.
your very eyes. And there
Product
you go. So
placement.
some Lucky Charms in our bowl.
Charms, I got my milk.
And there's our milk, and we're going to see.
Ooh. Hold on, I can't spill my
We're
Jameson over
going to
here.
see if...
There we are. That's good. Yeah, leave them there.
Just leave 'em there.
Thank you
What
very
the
much.
heck?
Thank you very much.
There you go.
You don't think I'm done, do you?
That's PJ coming to work
Yes,
there.
there we go. Okay.
Alrighty, so
We're pouring. We're pouring.
here is your next question. What would happen if a leprechaun
Yeah.
would touch a 4-leaf clover? What would happen to the leprechaun? Now, Lucky the leprechaun should never do this.
Yeah,
There's
Lucky.
Lucky,
Hello, Lucky.
Lucky, you do not do this. Never. He's touching a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is shocking that Lucky would do something
You must
like
be
this.
very special.
What happens to a leprechaun if he touches a 4-leaf clover? Lucky, maybe that's only a 3-leaf clover.
Could
Because
be
a leprechaun
A shamrock
would
Could
die.
be.
A leprechaun would
Absolutely.
die. So this is, safety first. Wait a minute, is the milk turning green?
So what? It's like cats and poinsettias.
I
They're
guess.
the same.
What?
Wait a minute. We went off message
We
there.
went over to poinsettias.
So is it turning green? Maybe it's not really turning green yet.
It's
Let's
not
let it
yet.
sit there a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because we have the
Put,
shamrocks
put
in here
a
now.
jelly bean in there. Maybe a
Okay,
jelly
we're
bean
gonna
will
put a
help
jelly
us
bean or
out.
two. I'll put 2 in. There you
Put
go.
a couple of jelly beans in.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
that'll
not like
help.
it's not sugar. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great breakfast right there right before school.
Alrighty.
That's perfect.
So
Love it.
if
All
a
right.
leprechaun touches a 4-leaf clover,
Oh, Dan says
apparently
you get a curse. That's what
No,
it
it says a leprechaun will die.
They will
At the
die.
end of
Yes, Scott.
celebrating with shamrocks, it's
Yeah.
traditional to take your shamrock, put it in the bottom of your glass,
Yeah.
pour your drink in,
Like
preferably
this.
your Guinness or your Jamesons,
Right.
and then drink
it.
that whiskey, and then that is called doing what? That is actually called doing what? Do you have any idea?
It's I don't know. I'm over here eating and
I don't
drinking.
think you have any idea.
I have no idea.
We've
so you
already
put the
done
shamrock
this.
on the bottom.
I put one in the bottom of my
Did
glass.
you? Oh, boy.
Sure, why not?
So you put it at the bottom of it. Where'd you get it?
Right outside.
Uh-oh. Sophie was outside.
Sophie.
Sophie! Our little puppy.
It's called drowning. It is called drowning the
Drowning the shamrock.
Yeah,
Really?
There you go.
Oh. So what do you do after you drink it? That's your next question.
What do you do after
What
you
do you
drink?
do with the shamrock after you drink this?
After you drown the shamrock,
After
you
you
then
drown the shamrock.
you eat the shamrock.
You
and
have
it
to
brings
eat
you good luck.
You have to eat it?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, I thought you could like throw
By
it
the
away
way, no.
and throw it out
Now, here's your next question.
over my shoulder.
Corned beef is called corned beef.
Yes. No. Why is corned beef called corned beef? Yes, we know corned beef is called corned beef. Cheers.
I've had one too many of
You've
the.
never had
One
Guinness
too
before.
many of the. This is a nice beer.
So why now that
Why
that,
is it
that
called
was in my
corned
promo
beef?
by the way? If you listen,
Why is it called corned
why
beef? We
is
said
corned
we would
beef
give
called
the
corned
answer.
beef? Yeah, don't give it yet. Let some peeps.
And we
try to
love
see.
Reuben sandwiches. We love corned beef. And you, for the show, you actually made us a nice little snack.
I did.
It's called a Reuben dip.
It's called a Reuben dip. Now, I got to tell you, when I was researching Reuben things, because, of course, the traditional
Reuben things.
food, Reuben food, the traditional food is corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots. Mm-hmm. And the Reuben has
Reuben
all
things.
of that. The Reuben things has the
Yes.
corned beef and cabbage.
They do.
And I found that there's Reuben pizza, Reuben calzones, Reuben strata, Reuben eggs Benedict, yes, Reuben bread
You're like
pudding,
Forrest Gump.
Reuben chowder, Reuben brats, Reuben noodles.
There's shrimp.
There's boiled shrimp, baby shrimp, a la carte.
So there's a
shrimp
whole lot of
chowder.
ways that you could prepare a Reuben.
Amazing.
And one way is Reuben dip. And Katrina's 3-minute kitchen, she shows you exactly how you can make a delicious appetizer. It's the Reuben dip.
Hi everybody, welcome to Katrina's 3-Minute Kitchen. Now for St. Patrick's Day, we're going to do a twist on the Reuben sandwich. It's Reuben dip. It's an ooey gooey recipe that actually involves everything that's in a Reuben sandwich. We have cream cheese. Now I'm going to use 4 ounces of cream cheese, and I like the onion and chives one. And then we have mayonnaise, a cup of mayo, as well as Thousand Island dressing, 2/3 cup of Thousand Island dressing. We're going to cream that together. After that, we will add corned beef. Now, I went to the deli. They made thick slices of corned beef, and then I chopped it up. We're going to use 6 ounces of corned beef, and then Swiss cheese, shredded Swiss cheese, 2 cups of shredded Swiss cheese. I added some extra. And then sauerkraut. For the sauerkraut, you need to strain it and rinse it, and then dry it really well. So we have a cup of sauerkraut. So are you ready? Here we go. We're going to first put in the cream cheese and the mayonnaise with the Thousand Island. I just put the one right on top of the other because the mayonnaise could support the Thousand Island dressing. So we put that right into the bowl. And I like to mix it together just for a moment. And then we're going to cream it. There we go. And creaming. There we go. Now that is creamed, and we are going to add the corned beef right into it. We're only going to use 1 3/4 cup of the Swiss cheese. The rest of it will go right on top. Going to mix this well. So we're mixing this all together. After this, we will put it into a 1-quart baking dish, which I sprayed with Pam just slightly so it doesn't stick. I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and we will be putting the baking dish into the oven as soon as this is entered here. This is a very simple dish. We're going to put it into the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, and then when it's bubbly and a little brown on top, that's when it is finished. Now that that's in the baking dish, the rest of the Swiss cheese will go on top. We sprinkle this around so that we make sure that it's nice and even. Baking this for 30 to 40 minutes, making sure that it's bubbly and a little brown on top. Here we go. The oven will be perfectly ready at 350 degrees. When we place it in, I've already cooked one in another baking dish to show you exactly what it should look like. And it was just bubbly and ready to go. And it looks like this. When you first take it out of the oven, you'll want to put some chives right on top of it. As the chives are sprinkled on top, they will melt right into the Swiss cheese. And I've prepared slightly toasted pumpernickel and rye bread, which is the traditional bread for a Reuben sandwich. And your guests are going to absolutely love this for their St. Patrick's Day party. Thanks for tuning in to Katrina's 3-Minute Kitchen.
That was so well done, Katrina. Thank you so much for doing that. And how are we doing with the Lucky Charms, by the way? Cheers
green.
to you. Oh, you're enjoying Lucky Charms. It's green.
It's green. It's turning green.
It's turning
so I like
green.
green.
Here you go.
There we go. And they're lucky. They taste so good.
A toast to Lucky Charms actually turning green for St. Patrick's
Toast
Day.
Guinness for breakfast.
Yay!
Here you go.
Okay.
You have your breakfast. PJ and I will have ours. Okay.
By the way, the answer, why is corned beef called corned beef?
Go ahead, tell us.
It's nothing to do with corn. There's no corn.
Okay.
They used to call the large grains of salt that cured the meat corns.
There you go.
So they were known as corns. That's corn.
There you go.
Beef.
Outstanding job again
There you go.
with
Boing.
the video. Let's talk leprechauns.
Oh, I love leprechaun. Oh,
Leprechauns, we have the Lucky Charms.
I'm a little leprechaun, short and fat. Here is my shamrock. Here is my hat. If people try to catch me, I will duck. The Irish say I bring good luck.
There you go. There's a
There you
toast.
go.
That's got to be a
Yay,
toast.
that's a toast.
There you go. There's a toast right there. Here's your next trivia question.
Yes.
According to legend, leprechauns really love these 4 things. These 4 things. Leprechauns really love these 4 things. What are they?
4 different things.
Yes.
4
There was a
different things.
movie, by the way, called Leprechaun.
Oh,
There was a-
yeah.
and by the way, they're all different,
Portrayals.
portrayals of a leprechaun. And this kind of like an evil, scary leprechaun.
Yeah, he's on your slide there.
What?
He's scary.
What Friends star was also in that movie?
Oh, she was the star of it, wasn't she?
She was the well, yes, she was the star.
Was she the star?
She was the star
Star.
from Friends, from the television show Friends.
Was
I gave way too much away on that one.
was it Courtney?
No, it was not Courtney.
Was it Phoebe?
Nope.
No. Oh, no,
You've
Phoebe,
got one
yeah.
left.
Okay. Jennifer.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh,
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
And she was
Yeah.
in the movie
She must have been really young there.
Leprechaun.
Yeah.
She was. Okay, so what 4
So
things the leprechauns
we
just
have
love?
pot of gold. Yes, pot
They
of gold.
love.
Hi, Ann and Kelly.
They love gold. They love
Yes.
gold coins, and here's some
Ooh,
gold
yeah, there you
coins
go.
right here. Gold coins. Leprechauns love these.
Oh yeah,
there we
gold
go.
coins. Yeah. Now I got to tell you, leprechauns actually make fake gold. It's called leprechaun gold.
Oh, that's wrong.
I know.
Shamrocks. They love shamrocks.
Yes, of course, of course.
Rainbows
Aww.
and anything green.
Anything green.
Now,
Anything green.
why do you wear green? I'm going to hit you with just a bunch of leprechauns.
Okay.
Why do you wear green for St. Patrick's Day?
Because, well, I know people pinch you if you don't wear green.
Okay, but why? Why do people do that?
If you don't wear green,
Mm-hmm.
people pinch you. I guess because leprechauns pinch you if you don't wear green.
If you wear green, you are invisible to leprechauns. They can't see you. So you wear green, they can't
There
pinch you.
you go.
And by the way, why do they pinch you if at all?
Because they like to.
They're a little mischievous. They want you to kind of wear green.
Oh,
they want
do
you
things
to.
too.
They do.
They
do.
hide things.
They do.
They do. They hide.
They-
They hide things in your
My
house.
glasses, for example, have
They're
gone
gone
completely
again.
missing.
Second time.
I'm still debating if it's a leprechaun.
I
or a
swear we
gnome.
have
Oh,
a little
no, you think
leprechaun
it's a
living
gnome.
here.
I think it's a no.
You think
Yeah,
it's
it
a
could
gnome.
be a
Because of the
gnome.
nature
I
of
think
it.
it's Sophie.
But I think it could be Sophie. Okay.
It could be. Hey, there's a leprechaun day.
Yes, there is. What day is Leprechaun Day? That's your next question. What day is Leprechaun Day?
Because the leprechauns are celebrated, of course, on St. Patrick's Day, but also their own day.
They have their own special day.
It's on Leprechaun Day. How
They do.
cute.
Now,
That's
according
really cool.
to a legend, 236 leprechauns live in this Irish town.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the town.
And they're the only ones left in the world. All in that town.
Yes.
Yes.
So the last remaining leprechauns, 236 of them, live in this Irish town.
So somebody said for the Leprechaun Day, it's March 15th. Actually, it's
So close.
It's so close. Somebody said March 17th. It's May 13th.
May 13th.
I don't know why, but it is May 13th. Yeah.
Carlington, Ireland.
Carlington, Ireland.
Is where you can find the
Carlington,
last remaining
Ireland.
leprechauns, according to legend. 236. Someone must have caught them. By the way, your next question: what happens if you are lucky enough to catch a leprechaun? If you are lucky enough to catch a leprechaun, what happens?
Getting that gold, man. You kidding me?
There you go.
You get the
Ding,
gold,
ding, ding,
but you
ding,
get
ding,
more
ding,
than
ding.
that.
You get more than
that, PJ. If you catch a leprechaun,
You don't catch anything else.
Do they have do they have shots for it?
PJ.
I mean, like, that's what I gotta know. The
PJ.
vaccination.
exactly.
PJ.
There you go, PJ.
No, you get. What is
By
that
the way-
question? Is that
Yes,
the question?
that's the question.
Okay. I was wondering.
There's the question. That
There
is
is the question. Oh, and what do they do? Because leprechauns have a job.
There you go. These are a bunch of
Yes.
questions. So
Yes.
what do leprechauns do?
Yeah.
What is their occupation?
Yeah. What do they do? Because they do something. They they do something that for the other fairies, because they're fairies. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so you said Carlington was where the 236 were,
Right.
right?
So if you're lucky enough to catch a leprechaun, you can be granted 3 wishes.
Yes.
3 wishes. But what would happen if you would be a little greedy and want that 4th wish? That's your next question. What would happen if you get a little greedy and would want that 4th wish?
I know. Should I say?
Go ahead.
You lose the other ones.
You lose all the other
You
wishes.
lose
That's
'em.
right.
I'm testing more.
I don't know about.
Well, I was
this.
going to say what. I really had no idea what you were doing there, but apparently you
testing
were
more.
very hungry
I'm testing more.
at this point.
It
All right.
reminds me of when I was a kid.
No, I like love. I gotta say I do love Lucky Charms because they are magically
Yes,
delicious.
they are.
And Lucky, of course, is all right. Is the name of the leprechaun. What
PJ's
happens?
staring at me.
What happens if you look away? If you look. Wow. What happens if you look away from a leprechaun? If you're lucky enough to catch a leprechaun,
Look away.
what happens if you look away?
Just look away.
You do love your Lucky Charms, I see.
Oh, they're wonderful. I do this with cream corn too. I love it.
If you look away from a leprechaun, the leprechaun will disappear. Now, you were telling me last week when we were putting this show together, PJ, that is called an Irish exit.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually heard of this, quite frankly, from the television show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but explain it to us.
Okay, well, I'm actually a user and proponent of it myself at a couple times in life.
Go ahead.
So I'll give a good example.
Like a leprechaun.
Well, I mean, come on, just because we all have red hair, right? No, but basically, back in Philadelphia, I was at like a musician's party.
Okay, because you are a musician.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you know, the one band house in town, like they were like, hey, we're going to do a party. And it was just a casual kind of, little drinking affair. So I went, had a couple of drinks, stepped outside for a cigarette, and then just left. Like, didn't even say anything to anybody, just left. And just we call it pulling an Irish exit.
So you pulled an
so you
Irish
just-
exit.
you leave.
So that
Just
comes.
leave. And I mean, and again, at this party, socialize, like, hey, what's up, P, yo, Jay, Steve, everyone, yada, yada, and all that. And sharing stories and whatever, and just going out. I'm going out for a cigarette, and then that's.
So it's called explain this again. So it's called an Irish exit when
Irish
you're at a
exit.
party,
You just leave.
and then you just leave and you don't say anything.
Yeah,
And then
you just-
people all of a sudden realize you're gone.
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
just
it?
like, wait, I thought PJ was here. Oh, I guess he left.
So all right, now
You do that. You do that.
I have done that
You do-
before.
You do that. You didn't know what it was
I
called.
had no idea exactly what it was called, but I have done something very similar to you recently.
We're watching a movie. I'm watching the movie, and he's gone. I thought he went to the bathroom. He's in the bedroom watching something else. I'm
I was
like,
watching football,
where'd you go? He
an
goes,
old football game even. It was a replay.
You didn't want to watch the movie.
I guess I did what PJ said.
Yeah.
I did an Irish exit, but it comes from leprechauns. If you look away from a leprechaun, if you just look away, boom, they're gone. So there you go. That's the origins of the Irish exit.
Oh, there you go. Now
There
you
you
know.
go.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
if leprechauns, more about leprechauns. Basically, the height of a leprechaun, legendary. What does the legend say that the height of a leprechaun actually
very
is?
small.
They are small. And
Yeah.
what family do they belong to? What kind of a creature is a leprechaun? There you go.
You want to know? What?
When I first met Katrina, we first met Katrina, we didn't have any money whatsoever. We were completely broke. And for dinner one night, we actually, she invited me over for dinner. And dinner was a can of cream corn.
For me.
That was the whole dinner.
You know,
Right
I had a
off
big
the-
bowl. Not this big, but
I don't know why
I'm
I'm sharing that with you, but this is what that reminds me of.
Okay, what's the answer?
Leprechauns are, according to tradition, as big as your thumb, just as big as your thumb.
Yep.
Why do leprechauns pinch you if you're green? Why do they pinch you if you're not wearing green? They really want you to wear green,
Yeah.
and so
There
that's
you
why
go.
you wear
There
green.
you go.
Now,
Okay, you're drinking Guinness.
I am drinking this Guinness, and I will tell you, there is a perfect way to pour a Guinness. And to the perfect pour of a Guinness takes approximately how long? How long to pour the perfect Guinness when you go to your favorite pub?
There's a specific number for that.
Actually, there's 6 steps, by the way. There are 6 steps to pour the perfect
The
Guinness.
first and last ones are the most vital.
We'll talk about them in a moment. But the perfect Guinness, well, we'll let you know a little bit more about that after this next clip. We had a chance to go to Cricketer's British Pub in Dunedin, Florida, and find out how to pour the perfect Guinness. So here's the Cricketers, and let's run that piece now.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like the morning spring. In the lilt of
Hi, everybody. We're at Cricketer's British Pub in Dunedin, Florida, with my friend Audie. She's the owner.
Hi, how are you today?
Great. Getting ready for St. Patrick's Day?
Oh yes, we're ready and we're excited.
Oh, so are we. So are we. Now, you're going to show us all how to pour the perfect Guinness.
You got it. So first you want to go ahead and grab that 20-ounce Guinness pint that we have.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and grab the tap and make sure your glass is at a 45 angle. Then just go ahead and pull it down and pour.
Look at that.
Okay.
Woohoo!
You want to go ahead and not fill it all the way to the top. You only want to do 3/4, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to stop right about there and we're going to go ahead and let it settle. We want to let it settle for not more than 2 minutes and not right a little bit less than 2 minutes, okay?
Look at that foam.
let's keep
Wow.
an eye on that. And
That's
that's all.
almost like a milkshake. Right
Yeah,
now.
that's all the good stuff settled
Yeah.
to make that perfect Guinness. That's right. It's like a cascade.
Yeah, and the color is changing. It's going down and then
Yep.
up. Wow.
Yep,
Look
yep.
at that.
Yep. So we're gonna wait. We need probably a couple more, maybe another minute or so.
Great.
And now you just want to go ahead and leave it flat, no more of an angle, okay? And then just go ahead and pull the tap back.
Now you're topping it off.
We are topping it off. That is correct. So we're gonna go ahead and top it right there.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, and it comes
Perfect.
just a little bit
and
over
you
the
see
edge.
how it's going to settle just a little bit, so you want to
Yeah.
give it a couple minutes before you actually give it to the guest.
Now you.
Cheers, everybody, and hope to see you soon here at Cricketer's Pub in Dunedin, Florida. Come on by for fish and chips, corned beef and cabbage, and of course, a Guinness. You don't have to wait till St. Patty's. We have it every day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Thank you so much, Audie.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, Katrina, there is nothing like a Guinness.
Nothing in the world.
There is nothing you can name that is anything like a Guinness. There is nothing like a Guinness. Nothing in the world. There is
Nothing has a hefty lift.
like the Guinness in your drink. Nothing looks like a Guinness.
Ruby red like a Guinness. Nothing tastes like a Guinness.
Or drinks like a Guinness. There's not a thing that's wrong with anyone here that can't be cured by drinking this beer.
A great big frosty pint.
Velvety Irish Stout Guinness. There is absolutely nothing you can name like a Guinness.
Drink to that.
You got to drink to that. There's no doubt about it. All right.
Yeah, baby.
So we had some fun with the Guinness. And so here you go. It takes
many seconds?
It's 119.5 seconds to pour the perfect Guinness. In fact, there are 6 different steps to the Guinness.
Yeah, 6 steps to the Guinness. Now, we had the
Step
steps
number
here.
1, I think, quite frankly, is not really a step. It's use a clean glass.
Oh.
That's the first step.
Oh, boy, that would be great.
And so go ahead.
Okay, and then you need to tip it.
Tip the glass to a 45-degree angle. All right, that's
number 2.
That's number 2. I'm going to give that a legitimate one.
Number 3 is the pour, how it pours
Pour,
into it.
as you just saw.
Flowing.
It's a flowing pour. You only fill the glass to 3/4.
That's right, 3/4 of the way.
So that's a tip. That's a legitimate tip.
You need to let it sit and sit and
That's
sit.
a legitimate step.
Yes, because as you saw, that it bubbles and bubbles and bubbles.
Yeah.
Then you top it off.
Top it off, okay?
While it's flat.
Legitimate step.
Then-
It's step number 6.
Yeah.
That, look at the Guinness. That's the step. Look at the Guinness. So step number 1, I think, is a bit dodgy.
Before you drink.
Use a clean glass. And step number 6, look at the Guinness. So I'm basically saying there's like 4 steps. I would say there's 4 steps to a Guinness.
There you go.
But there you go, Guinness. This is a wonderful beer, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all the wonderful people around the world that will be celebrating with a Guinness. There is nothing like a Guinness, nothing in the world.
Okay, and let's see. Arthur Guinness started the company 1759, and he got a dilapidated, thank you, brewery leased it for £45 a year because it was dilapidated.
Yeah, for how long?
Nothing.
Now this is guy talk about
amazing.
Negotiate.
Oh yeah. How long was the lease?
How long was the lease?
That's the question. How long was that lease? Now I got to tell you, after he sold it, so that's your question. After he sold it, then of course it was null and void. But he's spread out to 50 more acres. So
there you go.
There you go.
So how was it, like 9,000 years or something?
9,000 years.
That's a 9,000 year lease. That's pretty amazing.
What?
So lots
Crazy.
of great celebrations take place around the world for St. Patrick's Day.
Celebrations,
but there's some that we really
and
recommend that you have to see with your own 2 eyes. And this is our top 10 or top 5 list.
Top 5
of great St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Starting with number 5.
Where was the first American St. Patty's Day celebration? The celebration, not the parade. The first American celebration.
First one.
St. Patrick's Day celebration. And you know, when you look online, you look these things up, some people say one thing, some people say another, but
according to our facts, our research, it's Boston.
Boston was the first celebration.
And what year did that celebration take place? While we're doing that, I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of my
Guinness.
Irish stout. It's a creamy Irish stout.
It's a creamy
Irish
Irish
stout.
stout.
There is nothing like a Guinness. Nothing in the world.
Yeah. Now, before these big celebrations that we have now, they used to have just gatherings and breakfasts and things like that. And
the first celebration was in Boston in 1812.
That was the first parade.
1812.
1737 was the first celebration. 1812, the first parade.
In Boston.
Yes, in
there
Boston. You got it.
Now, what professional Boston sports franchise has the name and the mascot have a little bit of a leaning towards the Irish.
The Irish.
A hint, a nod, if you would say. It's a nod. Professional sports franchise.
This should be very easy for a lot of people.
Mascot is actually a leprechaun. It's the Boston Celtics basketball team. And what is the name of that leprechaun? What's the name of that leprechaun?
Oh, you see that? That's good.
What is the name of the leprechaun?
That's good, because you even gave a hint about it earlier.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
yes,
you did.
With our friend. Lucky. It's Lucky.
It's Lucky.
Now, I think that it must be a very common name for leprechauns.
And Lucky has a passion for cheering for the Celtics, and that's how he keeps himself young. That's what he believes.
That's right.
For
there you go.
cheering for them. Woo-hoo.
Number 4 on our list of wonderful places to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and our dear friends, the Drodds, are from this beautiful city, the city of Chicago.
Wait.
City of Chicago. Oh.
No.
City of London.
Yes, City of London. You threw away something.
You made me very
threw it away.
nervous. Very nervous over here.
Everybody, let's have another.
Yeah.
Cheers! It's London.
I dropped 2 pieces of paper.
You dropped them both. That's okay.
I'm dropping my script. Sophie's eating the script. It's beautiful.
She is.
So it's
She
London.
eats everything.
So go ahead.
It's London. Now, the question is, what see-through tourist attraction is lit in green on the bank?
This is a see-through tourist attraction.
See-through tourist attraction is lit in green on the banks of the Thames River.
Now, I will tell you this. I will say that this
It's
beautiful
really good.
Guinness.
It's really good.
It's a little bit. It's just a little bit of strong.
Woo-hoo.
It's a little bit of a strong beer. I'm feeling a little bit in the loopiness of the Irish right now.
There is nothing like a Guinness. Nothing in the world.
I'm feeling a little bit of the St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, Marlies got it. The London Eye.
It's the London Eye.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That was a little bit of a
Ding,
tricky
ding, ding,
question.
ding,
Go
ding,
ahead,
ding,
Katrina. Hit me with another
and
one. Hit me with one.
Patrick's Day Parade features colorful floats and everything, and of course, and they snake past landmarks like Whitehall, Piccadilly Circus, and Nelson's Column, where is Nelson's Column?
Oh, there you go. There's a good one. Yes.
And where is Nelson's Column? That also hosts a St. Patrick's Day festival.
Yes,
As a
we've
little
been
hint.
there for Christmas Eve and other holidays. And
Absolutely.
Trafalgar
Anybody get
Square,
this?
Katrina.
Trafalgar Square.
There
That's
you go.
London.
All right, number 3.
Now we're caught up with the PJ.
Number 3.
Chicago.
This is a city that dyes their river green. Tell me the city. Chicago. Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay. So
When was the
how
first?
How much dye is used to actually dye the river?
Oh, that's a good question. How much dye?
That's why I asked it. How much dye?
How much dye is actually used to dye
The
the
river.
river?
How much?
Now we're going over to Chicago here. Oh,
Chicago.
there we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Now, what, like 25 pounds or something?
No, much
Or
more than that.
100 pounds?
No, they've done that before.
Oh,
they tried
okay.
100 pounds, and the green lasted for like a week.
They were nervous.
That's-
They were nervous.
It's 40 pounds. 40 pounds to go ahead and dye the river.
And by the way, it's powdered food color.
That's right. And what is the
Yeah.
name of the river? What's the name of the river? What is the name of the river in Chicago that gets dyed every year, even this year? They just dyed it
They
yesterday.
did.
They dyed it, yes.
They
and
were gonna.
They were thinking about
No,
not doing
they were
it,
thinking
but
about
they
not
said,
doing
no,
it.
we can't break this tradition. So it's called what? The Kelly River. Go ahead, Katrina, hit me with one.
By the way, we know that it's food coloring that they use. What color is the food coloring?
What color is the food color?
What color is the food coloring that they use?
This is a very easy one. I'm going to
40
say
pounds of
green.
it.
It is green.
It's not green.
It is spring green.
It is not
spring
green.
Kelly green.
No.
Emerald green, I'm going to say.
Now, the Chicago River, it's part of Chicago, but goes into
Shamrock green.
Chicago River? Okay, I thought it was Kelly
River.
River, yeah. Shamrock Green? No.
No, go ahead. Tell me the
It's
color.
orange. It's orange dye. I don't know. And then when it hits the water, it turns green.
Okay.
It's a chemical reaction.
There's a chemical
Science.
reaction.
It's
all
science.
science.
It's amazing.
Yes, that is leprechaun science
Blinded me
right
with
there.
science. I'm telling
that's
you,
magic.
it's crazy. And by the way, the same two families have dyed the river for
Tell
50
me more.
years.
Tell me more. I know you have facts about
Mayor
this.
Richard Daley suggested turning part of the Lake of Michigan green, the lake, and then somebody said, "Let's go to the downtown
Let's just do the
stretch.
river, man. Let's
Downtown
do
to
the
the
river.
river of the Kelly instead."
There's
yeah.
a lot of dye to
and
do the entire
and that was
Lake
1962. So Tom Rowan Sr. worked on the police marine unit
Love
in
you,
charge of
Tom.
the power boats, and he and his son, and then Michael Butler, as a colleague of his, and his son, they went and dyed it, and just those two families have been dyeing it ever since.
Well,
since
let's lift our
1962.
glasses to
Isn't that
the
amazing?
families. Those two families.
Those
who
two
have,
families, the Rowans and the Butlers.
The Rowans and the Butlers, we love you.
Yes.
Happy St. Patrick's
Happy
Day.
St.
Thank you
Patrick's
for
Day.
dyeing the Kelly River green. The river was dyed one
And I would
time in
say-
history
yeah.
blue. For what
Oh, yeah.
occasion was it dyed blue? What was the occasion that the Kelly River was dyed blue? Tell me about that occasion.
Tom and Deanne, jump on this. I'm sure
Come
you
on,
know
Tom
it.
and
You
Deanne.
live there.
Go ahead, PJ.
Jay, what?
And the Cubbies won the World Series.
You got it!
Absolutely. Are you a
Ding, ding,
baseball
ding,
fan,
ding,
my
ding,
friend?
Ding, ding, ding.
No, because I mean that's like a one in a lifetime thing that will ever happen for Chicago. So
Oh!
And that.
Oh, no.
No. All the comments, all you Chicago Cub fans, just direct your comments to PJ. We'll pass them on.
yeah, it's John and Katrina Events at Gmail.
Hey, John and Katrina Events, please do again.
Subscribe.
I'm gonna subscribe on YouTube. We need to get to 100.
To get something.
Something happens. We open up to more people or something.
Is this like farmland or something like that? Did you have to get points?
Yeah, you have to
stuff?
get. So
I don't
we
know. I don't know.
really, if you are of a generous spirit, please go ahead and John and Katrina Events, and we host complimentary virtual events for all different kinds of holidays. Our next one is Cinco de Mayo. So that'll be our next virtual party. Alrighty, so there you go.
Number two.
Number two is
Wait. Where was the first annual continuous St. Patrick's Day parade?
and it is number 2, New York City, and we've seen this parade with our own two eyes. It is wonderful. And
the marching bands and all this. Oh my goodness!
Now, what is the epicenter of the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City? The epicenter.
And by the way, that was in 1762.
Yes,
the first time they did the parade in New York.
1762.
And it was years before the Declaration of Independence was signed. 14 years.
That's right.
Amazing.
And the epicenter for the New York celebration for St. Patrick's Day is...
Wait for it. Kathy, thank you for subscribing. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's St. Patrick's Cathedral. St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Beautiful. That's Fifth Avenue, right?
So we have a few facts about St. Patrick's Cathedral. Go ahead.
Oh, I got to change my thing here. St. Patrick's Cathedral. It took 20 years to build.
Yes, it did.
And by the way, here's a question for you. What year was it built? Okay, what year was it finished being built?
What year was it completed?
Yes, what year was it completed? Also, there was work continued after it was completed with the rectory and the twin spires. It has 21 altars and 19 bells. Mm-hmm. And they're each named for a different saint. That's really neat. Lots of stained glass panels.
Go ahead.
2,800 stained glass panels.
2,800?
2,800 stained glass panels from around the world.
That's a lot of stained glass.
That's a lot of stained glass.
How many seats? What's the seating capacity of St. Patrick's Cathedral?
Yeah, approximately.
That's our next question.
Because you can always bring in more chairs. You know? I would. I'd bring my own chair. No, teasing. It's a whole city block. Takes up a whole city block.
Go ahead.
And the spires rise 330 feet above street level.
There you go.
And so it was built, let's see, Tammy Scott got it, 1878 it was finished, yes.
1878 it was finished. And approximately how many people fit into St. Patrick's Cathedral? It is used for so many different events, weddings and celebrations.
Like 150 weddings a year, they say.
Amazing.
And 1 million people light candles in there. Well, it's more than 150, but that's what they reported, yeah. So let's
2,400, approximately 2,400 people can fit in St. Patrick's Cathedral. And there you go.
Oh, along with that, the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade is in Hot Springs, Arkansas, 98 feet.
That's the shortest one. And New York City hosts the longest.
Exactly. And one more, before 2007, from 1999 to 2007, the shortest was actually in the Irish village of Dripsey. I like saying that, Dripsey. And it was 26 yards between two pubs.
Now, we have actually been in New York City during St. Patrick's Day celebration. The Upper East Side is just so much fun, and all the bars and the pubs are filled with firefighters and police officers and citizens just having a great time and celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And it really terrific. And basically, New York is a wonderful place to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. If you've never done it, we encourage you in the future, go ahead and check that out.
Before you do the last one, I have a fun fact about Philadelphia.
Go ahead.
Its first parade was in 1771. Did you know that, PJ?
That makes PJ smile.
No, but it's good to hear about Philly.
There you go. And that year, the Irish Society was formed, the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick's Society. General Washington was part of that, too. George
we
Washington.
live very, very beautiful
I know
city.
a bunch of Irish dudes from Northeast Philly, and I'm sorry, but they're far from friendly.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on. We love Philly.
Come on.
But we have, we will tell you, Philadelphia is an amazing city. We love it. And
I love the Mummers Parade.
The Mummers Parade. I was going to say it's nothing to do with this, but the Mummers Parade is awesome. We'll talk about it on another show in the future. All right, here we go. Number one, wonderful place to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, of course, is Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Ireland. So give us a few facts about Dublin, Ireland, and maybe a couple of trivia questions, Katrina.
Here's a trivia question while I do the facts. What event sees 17 of Dublin's most iconic buildings glow in I'm going to eat this, glow in an emerald hue? So 17 buildings. So what's it all called? Okay, so, and since 2000, that's has to do with it too.
Okay.
Yeah. And now they have, globally, they have so many buildings, 300 landmarks in 50 countries, and that's going around the world too.
Okay.
That's
and
really cool.
Here, I'll give a question.
Okay.
This is in 1742.
Yeah.
What famous German composer performed this legendary musical work musical work in Dublin?
Yeah, and it was very near.
Very much near this district that you're referring to. In 1742, what famous German composer performed this legendary musical work?
Okay, so The event that sees 17 of Dublin's most iconic buildings turn green is called Greening the City.
There you go.
Greening the City.
And
oh, by the
musical
way,
work. Go ahead.
the musical
More
work.
facts.
Oh, I was going to say more facts.
Go ahead. More facts.
2 landmarks when they went worldwide with this going green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Global greening was the Sydney Opera House and the Sky Tower in Auckland.
How much do we
Those
love
two.
Australia? I have to do this.
Yes.
I have to lift the glass for our dear friends from Australia and
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
oi, oi, oi. All of our dear friends from the UK. Love you. All of our dear
New
friends
Zealand.
from Ireland, North Ireland, Scotland, all around the world. Every Montserrat,
Yes, Montserrat, Canada.
Canada.
All over.
All over the world. Congratulations, St. Patrick's Day coming up on March 17th, and do once again have a wonderful time and
Yeah.
a great celebration. Give me the answer, Katrina.
What was the question? I thought I gave it. What?
Handel's Messiah.
Oh, Handel's Messiah.
Hold on.
No, it's this stuff. It's the Lucky Charms.
Go to- There you go. Right. It was Handel's Messiah. It was like an out-of-town tryout, basically. You know how Broadway shows go to different cities before they go to Broadway? The Messiah was actually previewed in Dublin,
I gotta tell
Ireland.
you, what's interesting though is Handel was having issues.
He was
'cause
having issues.
He was. They weren't. The
We're
people
digging
weren't
into
excited.
Handel.
They weren't excited about his work anymore.
No,
so
he
he went
was-
there to preview it.
Yes.
And then he took it to London.
Yes, he did.
There you go. That was it. See, I knew
Here's you
that.
learn things here. Handel was having issues. Handel.
And you could
Let's
hear.
let's lift our glass to
I don't have
Handel's
one anymore.
issues. Here you go. You eat.
Go ahead.
Yes, lift your bowl of Lucky Charms.
It's the small bowl.
There you go. Okay, what else? Temple Bar District. Temple Bar District. Talk
see-
about it. It's a really cool area.
It is a really cool area. It's a cultural, They have funky.
How many bars,
stores
how many
there.
pubs are in the Temple Bar District?
Because this-
Approximately how many pubs?
This is
Approximately.
a cultural area of the city of Dublin, and it has the funky bars and the cafes and the pubs. And there's one particular pub that's really
Yes, called the Temple Bar.
Yes, the Temple Bar Pub, and so that's in the Temple Bar area. And
There's
by the way,
over 660 pubs and bars
Crazy.
in the Temple Bar District.
it's very popular for guys who are just about to get married and hens and what do they call it? It's called I forget.
Bachelor party.
Thank you, bachelor parties. But they call it something different.
Give me the Lucky Charms. I'm taking the Lucky
wait.
Charms.
No, stag parties. That's what they call it. The stag and hen parties too. Yeah,
Okay,
the
very good.
women get out there, but it's very popular because it's bar to bar to bar, and it's a lot of fun. And the Temple Bar Pub, it's very popular.
There you go. It's a
It's-
very popular place.
Yes, it's and what color is it painted?
What's the yes?
color?
What color is the
Temple
do
Bar
they
Pub.
paint the Temple Bar?
Right, the Temple Bar Pub is painted what? Inside is very interesting. It's been said. 'Cause
Yes.
we haven't been there yet.
We haven't been there, but apparently they have how many? Here's your next question. How many
yes.
different types of
Whiskey.
can be found at the Temple Bar?
And they boast that they have the most different
Yeah, in the
types.
entire world.
And, yes, absolutely.
Now, the Temple Bar
Absolutely.
is red,
It's red.
and there's over 450 different types of whiskey that can be found at the Temple Bar.
Absolutely. That's totally amazing.
You know, Katrina, we wanted to put together a new segment for this show, something, we try to do new things all the time, and talking about why we even do the show, we do it because we miss our guest. It was a year ago, basically a year ago, that we took a pause on cruising, and here we are, it's a year later. And why are we doing these virtual events? Well, because we miss our guests, we miss our fellow crew members that we've worked with
Absolutely.
on the cruise ships
Yes.
with Royal Caribbean. And we decided we wanted to start a new little spot called Catching Up with John Blair, where we could catch up with some of our entertainers and find out exactly what they've been doing over the last year since cruising has taken a pause. Had a chance to stop by Kelly's Schooner Bar and chat with our good friend Kelly Goodrich, and we're going to run that segment right now.
I'm feeling all right. How about you guys?
Welcome to Kelly's Schooner Bar. I am thrilled to be here with the man himself, Kelly Goodrich, right there, my friend. What a great home studio you have built. Glad to be here behind the scenes, as always, the one and only Ann Goodrich. There she is right there. Swing the camera over. Let's say hi to Ann. She's in the executive producer chair.
Yes, she is. She gives the orders.
This is a pretty cool setup you have here, my friend. First of all, congratulations. We're going to talk about 265 in just a moment, but talk to us a little bit. How did this thing come to be?
Well, when we found out that we were going to be leaving the cruise ship a year ago, on the way home from Miami, we came up with an idea to kind of keep ourselves busy and keep in touch with our people. So we got home and hit the ground running, and here it is. This has been, it's grown by leaps and bounds, but it enables us to reach our people.
Kelly, you're getting ready. You're closing in, zeroing in on an amazing record.
I don't know if it's a record or not, but it's a pretty high number. Like I say, we'll be celebrating 265 episodes tomorrow night, which will be the 15th of March, which will be 1 year observance of the night that we started back in 2020.
And you know what? Since we're here at Kelly's Schooner Bar, and since it is our St. Patrick's Day party, I'm going to ask the man if I can put him to work a little bit and provide us maybe a little sounds of the Irish. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, Kelly from Kelly's Schooner Bar.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone, all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, when valleys hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
We're coming to you from Kelly's Schooner Bar, March 15th, 8:30, Facebook Live. 265 performances from this. You're the Iron Man. You are the Iron Man of Schooner Bars. Thank you so much. What a great job you have done with this virtual broadcast. Thank you to Ann. And we are going right back to our studio for more of our St. Patrick's party. Thanks so much, Kelly. We really do love you. Thank you, buddy. This toast is for you, Kelly Goodrich. Thank you so much. And to Ann. There you go. As well as to all of our wonderful guest entertainers around the world. The new segment, the new piece is called, or the new show is called Catching Up with John Blair, where I will be interviewing different guest entertainers, people that we've worked with over the years, to find out what they have been up to over the last year. We would also like to just raise our glass to thank all of our colleagues with Royal Caribbean, the executives with Royal Caribbean, all of the wonderful supervisors and managers who have worked so hard this year to bring cruising back. We are so grateful. We're not only going to raise our glass for our wonderful friends and colleagues from Royal Caribbean, but cruise lines all around the world that over this last year have done everything they can to bring cruising back and bring it back safely. So here we go. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of our cruise friends around the world.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Cheers.
I am actually loving that Guinness. It really is great.
I'm loving my Lucky Charms. They're really great.
Also want to thank our dear friends, the Bolins, who have contributed so much to us through their videos and their wonderful daughter, Juliet. And,
thank you.
And they have put together a wonderful piece for us. It is a video St. Patrick's Day card. And it is just beautifully done. And want to thank, of course, the entire Bolin family. And also thank Richard Allen, who has put together our theme song, the John and Katrina, a virtual party show theme song. Thank you, Richard Allen. And everyone from cricketers that helped put the piece together. And Katrina, you do such a great job.
Thank you.
Now I know what's been going on with the Lucky Charms. Thank you so much, Katrina. I love you so much.
Thank you. Love
you
too.
To all of our friends, again,
cheers.
You got another, the Jameson. Okay, there you go. Cheers. Happy St. Patrick's Day. March 17th. Everyone, have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. We love you all.
Happy St.
And let's
Patrick's
run
Day,
this St.
everybody.
Patrick's Day card from the Bolins.
So, yeah, I don't know where they went. Like, we just ran this package and then I turn around and they were gone. So I guess that's the end of the show. Thanks for tuning in. Sure to check the page for updates, and we'll see you on Cinco de Mayo. Have a good one.